Hi guys. In this video I'm going to be talking about a sensitive subject, about acid attacks. Yes, this is a photography related video. This is a project from a friend of mine, a photographer in Vietnam named Nguyen Vu Phuoc. He is a great photographer and he's just a wonderful human being. He uses photography, the medium, to shine a light on causes and people that he wants to help. All materials, photos, videos, and data I'm using in this video are his. I'm just telling this story. And there's a disclaimer. Some of the photos here are some people might find them a little disturbing, acid attack victims. So just keep that in mind. One of the cruelest things I can imagine is acid attack. The intention to cause maximum amount of pain possible and scar the victims so much they wish they were dead. It never heals. Their life is ruined. Victims are often abandoned by their family out of shame, and without any means of providing for themselves, the victims end up alone in the darkest corner of hell, in pain, in shame, and often in blindness. I'm going to introduce you to a 17-year-old beautiful little girl, dirt poor from a broken home. One day, two men on motorcycles threw acid at her and her friend, and her life went from difficult to a living nightmare. Deb comes from a broken home, and because of her parents' problem, she and her sister lived with her grandmother. Struggling to get just like the basic needs, she left school after 6th grade and started working at a coffee shop with her friend Jim. Jim was dating a boy. The boy is Tahoe. He's seen here. Nothing too serious, just young kids dating. But one day she broke up with him. And Tao asked Deb to talk to her friend on his behalf, but Deb refused. Tao, feeling angry and humiliated, decided to get his revenge. He asked his friend to get him someone who would drive him on a motorbike to throw acid at the girls. He agreed for a fee of $42. Tao went on and bought a liter of acid for $1. And on November 8, 2017, the girls were walking home from work. The boy appeared on the motorcycle from the darkness and threw acid on them. First from behind, then from the front. It took only a few seconds and $43 to completely destroy two 17-year-old girls. They had done nothing. I couldn't figure out what was happening to me after I fell to the ground. I felt pain, but I was still able to stay calm. I saw many people screaming, they were shouting, they took me to the hospital. I lost my consciousness and I fainted. When I revived, I was already at the hospital. They said I had been a victim of an acid attack. I saw a photo of my face and in shock I fainted again. That was the last time I looked at myself. I just can't accept this. A few common things that happens to acid attack victims are the skull is partly destroyed or at least deformed and the hair is lost. The ear cartilage is usually partly or totally destroyed. Deafness may occur. Eyelids may be burned off or deformed, leaving the eyes extremely dry and prone to blindness. Acid directly in the eyes can damage the sight and cause blindness. The nose can become shrunken and deformed. The nostrils may close off completely due to destroyed cartilage. The mouth shrunken and narrow and may lose its full range of motions. Sometimes the lips may be partly or totally destroyed, exposing the teeth. Eating and speaking can become very difficult. Scars running down from the chin to the neck, shrinking the chin and limiting the range of motion in the neck. Inhalations of acid vapors usually creates a respiratory problem, exacerbated restricted airway pathways in acid patients. A whole range of mental issues, anxiety, depression, extremely low self-esteem, not able to work, run errands, or really do anything in public. Most live in fear from their attackers or his family, and often their own family are ashamed and they cut all ties to the victim. So they end up completely alone and helpless. That is what happened to Deb. Her family did not attend to her. Well, one of her sisters did spend a brief time with her, but she moved away and just left her. Now Deb lives with her aunt in a tent built from wooden panels. It can be disassembled and reassembled easily, so it can be moved where work is. Deb got a job picking up vegetables from nearby farmers who pay her anywhere between $1 and $4 a day. She had tried to work at a restaurant before that, but there she was discriminated against, treated really badly by owners and co-workers because of her looks. These discriminations that people give the victims of acid attacks are even more painful than the pain from the actual attack. At the trial in August 2018, the 3 men were convicted. Tao, the attacker, he got 12 years in prison. The other 2 got 9 and 5. Both girls were sitting next to their attackers, still in extreme pain from the wounds and just terrified of the men. Tao claimed that he didn't know how serious an acid attack would be. And the other man told the judge that they thought that Tao was just gonna beat her up. They pled guilty, but this was their defense. The defendants were also convicted to pay the girls around $14,000, which was to be divided between them. But they will never pay. They have no money. As a matter of fact, after the verdict, a small riot broke out outside the courthouse, initiated by the defendant's family, saying that the imprisonment should be punishment enough, and refused to compensate the girls. Nguyen Vu Phuoc is helping Deb and other victims of acid attacks in Vietnam, and I want to help. Why? Well, why not would be a better question. I have 3 daughters. I'm a human being. That's why. She needs $17,000 to get the medical treatment she so desperately needs. And she has no means of getting that kind of money herself. Nguyen Vu Phuoc has already helped her a lot. He got her a job at a print shop. She started cooking class and she is studying English. With this, she is both learning new skills and breaking her isolations, which can be extremely difficult to do. I will meet Deb in next September on my Vietnam trip. I'm going to Vietnam in September. For various reasons, I'm doing a photo tour there, but I'm also working on my own projects, and one of my projects is this, in partnership with Nguyen Vu Phuoc. We're gonna make some material with Deb, giving her voice to, among others, give other victims of acid attacks hope. This is a 17-year-old beautiful little girl that was brutalized beyond imagining. And what we're trying to do here is just to do something to turn on a little light in her darkness, to give her hope. Help me, help her. There is a link to a crowdfunding page in the description. Everything helps. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. Bye.